Hey everybody, I want to go over exactly what the Primer Emergent Reader Review assignment is so you have a better understanding of what you're looking for as you head out into the classroom in the near future. First of all, you're going to find the directions for this assignment on D2L under Content, and I want you to notice that it's due by 10 p.m. on the due date. I'll direct your attention to the grading so you're sure to get as many points as possible because that's really what we want. You should look for 2 to 3 Primer Emergent Reader Review style books. You're going to identify the theoretical framework, including the rationale for the book. You're going to identify your preference. What is it you liked about the book? You'll share your opinion. You'll explain why you liked it, why you didn't like it, how is it appropriate, how is it not, what caught your eye, what would you change, you know. And then correct spelling, grammar, punctuation, capitalization will be part of your professional writing. And notice that it's just 2 pages in length, 1.5 for double space. So I don't want you to think that this is a big 10-page paper because it's not. And then at the end, please make sure that you have a reference section and that you're using APA style formatting. So there are 4 types of readers that you should be looking for as you go out into the classroom. And they are rhyming books, leveled readers, phonics readers, and sight word readers. And if you have small children at home or you know small children, you may be able to find some of these in your very own home. There's also a form posted for you. This is just to help guide you and to provide you with that framework. So for example, if you look at this worksheet, it says Book 1, Sight Word Reader. Write down the title. And then what you're looking for is the theoretical framework are any of the things that might be in the sight word reader. For example, is there repetition of sight words? Is there a focus on phonics? Is there a pattern in predictable text? Or is there some other key element? And then you can jot down your opinion about the book and when or if you would use it and why. So this is a worksheet that could help you if you wanted to use it. I don't need you to turn this in for me. This is just to help you take notes on the different readers that you find. And again, you need to just write your paper on 2 to 3 of them. I don't need all 4 unless you're super excited about all 4 and you want to write. That's fine. So let's look at some examples. This would be an example of a rhyming book. You'll notice how colorful it is. You'll notice that it's small. This particular book has words that rhyme with the word clam. For example, lamb and ham. And so children would get used to those sound combinations. This is another style of book. It is called a leveled reader. And you will notice from the text inside that this is typically used with kids who already know how to read fairly well. And it has some nice illustrations that go along and help tell the story. In addition, it also comes with a teacher's guide. And what's kind of nice about this is it gives you instructional options for those kids that can read independently, those kids who need instructional support, and those kids who are at frustration level. So you can customize your instruction. There is a workbook with this particular leveled reader, and it will support vocabulary learning. It also supports comprehending and questions along with some writing. And then my favorite part is there's a fluency check that goes with this story. So after they've read the story and they've had comprehension and vocabulary, it provides the teacher a tool to check their oral reading fluency and their accuracy. So you can maybe determine a little better what their reading level is. And then if you decide to have a book talk with the child, it has some nice questions that you could use as well if you just want to do a quick response to see what they thought of the story. On the back is some important information for you. First of all, remember you want to include in your reference section the APA style formatting information. So whatever copyright date this might be, whatever the publisher might be, so I wanted to show you the back for that. The other thing I wanted to talk about you with leveled readers was, if you'll notice that little blue box, it will give you an indication of the level of this particular reader. And different reading series do their leveling in different ways. In some reading series or publishers are going to use letters and some of them use numbers. And so if you look at the 1.5, sometimes it means grade equivalency, not always, but sometimes, where you might have a first grade in the 5th month or whatever it might be. You will get used to understanding the code for reading, the leveled readers, and what each of those numbers or letter combinations mean. So you can match the child up with the accurate reading level. Let's look at this style of primer emergent reader. It is a phonics reader. So we are working on the ST sound in this particular book. And you can see that it doesn't have spectacular color or anything like that. But you'll notice that it has ST for stir and ST for sticks so that kids get used to the blends. It also is using some high frequency words as well. So it's kind of double dipping. You get some phonics and you get some sight words, and it's working together very nicely. It might be motivating for kids too. If you could print these off, sometimes there are websites that have these for free, and then kids get to color their own book if that's motivating for them. There's also word lists in the back that's kind of nice for you to see what are the blends and high frequency words that you'll find in this book. Does it support your lesson you're trying to teach? And then last is the sight word reader. You'll see that in this example, we're working on the sight words we and get. And it's interesting because the pictures, it says we get cheese, kind of hard to tell that that is cheese. Kids typically maybe don't see their cheese come in a loaf like that, and they might think it's bread. But that doesn't matter because we're looking at the sight word we and get, and that's the emphasis of this whole story, is they recognize we and get as they go through and see it on page after page after page. You'll notice there are before, during, and after reading activities, and then there are some copy cards for we and get so that you could do like concentration games or matching games, whatever it might be. So it comes already supported in that way. So in review, I just want to make sure that you understand that you are to examine 2 to 3 books, and you are to look at the theoretical framework, including rationale, and that worksheet that I have posted for you is to help you with that. You are to find your preference. What do you like about them and the emergent readers? Which ones are your favorites? What are your opinions? Explain why, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then the points for spelling, grammar, punctuation, capitalization. Notice the length, 2 pages. Don't feel like it has to be super long. And then 2 points for APA. Any emergent reader that you're using would have to be in your reference section, along with, if you tie it back into your VACA text, all of those things that you've been reading about for this assignment, if you tie them back in, you'll want to reference that as well. So I just wanted to point that out to you. This is meant for you to have fun and explore some children's books in your classrooms, not meant to be high stress or super long. I want you to really enjoy this assignment. Stay warm and have a great week.